Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to set up your Dolphin emulator. So I'm going to show you all the settings I have and what settings I recommend for your device. So going straight into it, you want to open Dolphin. Once you do that, you're going to go into config. And we're just going to look at the basic settings. So I recommend if you have dual cores, you enable that. It speeds the games up. You can do any of these, it's fine. Here you have the auto update settings. You can do don't update, stable, beta, and dev, which they're in parentheses right there. You can do the speed, so like if you want to fast forward through cutscenes, you can do like 200%. Just keep it at 100% though. Moving on, click up here to interface. We're going to do system language, so keep it as that. Here we have themes. So there's pink, you got the light, emerald, and the blue. And then obviously the regular one, which is great, but I'm gonna stick with light. Don't worry about anything else, except for maybe always hide mouse cursor, because you don't want to see your mouse cursor while you're trying to play something. So I recommend turning that on. Go to audio. Keep this the same unless you know what you're doing, which I definitely don't. Paths, this is if you click add and you find your game folder ISO and you just use that, then you'll have all these options here. I'll just demonstrate quickly. So you go find your folder and say I want Wii Sports. I select that folder and it's gonna add it, but since I already have it, I don't really need it. Moving on to GameCube, system language, whatever language you speak. Slot A, memory card. Slot B can be whatever. SP1 can be whatever. For the Wii, you're gonna do pretty much whatever you want here. You can do 4:3, 16:9 ratios. Screensaver, I recommend, so it doesn't burn into your screen. But I mean, that's more for older technology, such as my computer. Going into advanced, keep this the same. Pretty much keep all this the same, actually. Okay, going into graphics. Backend, I recommend either Direct3D 11 or 12. OpenGDL does work, but it's very buggy. And then your adapter is just going to be your video card. I do stretch to window, so do that. I recommend show FPS and render to main window, so that way it's one window and not just two or three. Shader completion, I don't know, whatever. Yeah, I recorded a Minecraft video today and it's corrupted, which is great. I love OBS. You're gonna do synchronous. Just, yeah, pretty much the same on this one. Go to enhancement. You just want to select your native. Do not change that, otherwise it's gonna mess a ton of things off. This, go ahead and keep the same. Force texture filtering, I don't know. Basically it just filters all textures, including any that the game explicitly set as unfiltered. So basically just filters. I disable fog so I get more frames. Disable copy filter and per pixel lighting, you can do that. Widescreen. But yeah, go into hacks. We're gonna do skip EFB access from CPU. Check that. You're going to check store EFB copies to texture only. I don't recommend doing GPU texture decoding, but you're going to do store XFB copies to texture only and skip presenting duplicate frames. You're going to do fast depth calculation, disable bounding blocks, and save texture to cache and state. Moving on to advanced, don't worry about this. But yeah, that's all the settings I use and what is the best for me. So as a bonus, I'm gonna check out the controller settings. So GameCube, you have your your analog sticks, you have your triggers, all that, D-pad obviously, but yeah, you're just gonna click on it and then you're gonna press the A button and, well, basically anything that corresponds to it. But yeah, if you have a Wii U Pro controller and a Magic NS adapter, then it should work fine. So you can see it's D input. Moving on to the Wiimote, we have this monstrosity. I recommend an actual Wiimote and not a Wii U Pro controller. It's a lot better because the Wiimote actually has Bluetooth functionality. You could also use an Xbox controller, which is X input. You also have Attach Motion Plus right here, which I recommend always have that on. Right here you have upright remote and sideways. You can do motion. I just have it set to the ZR button on the controller because I'm used to it. Motion input, that's just for if you have motion built into your thing. Right here, there's a drop-down menu for the extensions. You can do any of these. Nunchuck, you're probably going to use a lot more, so here, let me demonstrate. So nunchuck, you have extension. Here you have the stick, the buttons, the C stick, and the Z and C buttons. Here's the motion simulation. There we go. And motion input, which doesn't really do anything unless you actually have one. Alright, you're gonna do right down here, connect Wiimotes for emulated controllers. You want to have that on. And yeah, I'm just gonna demonstrate a really laggy game, like newer Super Mario Bros. Wii. As you can see, it's very laggy because OBS is laggy. Makes things laggy. Hence why I run at 15 frames a second when I play Minecraft while recording. But, you know, trust me, it works, but this OBS is really dumb. Yeah. Let me know if you guys want a newer Super Mario Bros. Wii ISO tutorial. It's really easy. But yeah, that'll be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please do consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.